killer, searching for hidden threats in every cell. And delivering precise care with every breath.
From self-driving cars to surgery-performing robots, artificial intelligence or AI is helping to transform every part of our lives.
Maxine helps me keep eye contact with everyone on the call, whether it's one person or 100, and even if I'm reading a script.
The potential opportunity created by this high-growth, multi-billion-dollar market has prompted a wave of corporate investments. For example, Microsoft recently announced an extension to its multi-billion-dollar partnership with OpenAI. Although this is great, in this video I'm going to share a bit of insight with you guys and why you should not get too excited too quickly. With that said, I want to show you guys a short video of Meet Kevin, where he made a video talking about AI stocks, and he's one of my favorite YouTubers out there. He posts like 4 or 5 videos daily. This is really someone that you can learn a lot from, so I'm going to link his channel down in the description, as well as the video that I'm going to show in my video. So if you are someone that's interested in investing and real estate, definitely go and have a look at his channel because he creates such good content.
Now, a lot of folks are rightfully so wondering, hey, what's a way to get exposure to companies that invest in this sort of AI technology? How can I get myself some stock in this AI? And I frequently looked at Microsoft as a potential opportunity for that, but one of the concerns that I have is you have a relatively small exposure to ChatGPT and Microsoft, mostly because of the size of Microsoft. So it's really going to be dependent on what Microsoft can do with this. Think about it. A $10 billion investment into ChatGPT by Microsoft really represents somewhere around, let's see, it's a $1.9 billion company. You're talking about less than half of 1% basically going into this particular company. And it's about 1/2 of 1%. So for example, every $100 you put into Microsoft stock, about 50 cents would go into ChatGPT. And this has really led me to the idea that I probably don't want to be the person who's investing directly into Google for the sake of getting exposure to their AI, or Baidu for the sake of getting exposure to their AI, or Microsoft for the sake of getting exposure to ChatGPT. I'd almost rather invest in sort of the backbone architecture. And I've talked about this before, so I don't want to seem redundant, but I'm a big fan of investing in chips. And I really believe, like the Wall Street Journal says, that chips are probably the next gold.
So retail investors are also looking at AI as the next frontier of investment opportunity, with the potential to make substantial gains from backing the leading companies in this sphere. Some of the main stocks or the biggest stocks that Wall Street recommends is companies like Google, Microsoft, Micron, AMD, and Nvidia. These are all companies that has market share in artificial intelligence. So if you are someone that just buys stocks randomly because they are mentioned by a YouTuber or you read them in an article, you can basically stop watching this video now and exit this video, because I've mentioned the stocks that I'm going to talk about. But if you are someone that's really wise and you want to know all the information possible, stay and watch until the end of this video, where I'll be sharing quite a bit of insight about a few other companies where I will be investing my money. Artificial intelligence is a catch-all term to describe the simulation of human intelligence by computers. Although it may conjure up images of robots gliding around, in fact, most people are already using AI, from filtering spam emails to planning journeys to avoid congestion. AI has already been widely adopted in development of self-driving cars, digital healthcare solutions, and algorithm-based trading. While AI is capable of analyzing vast quantities of data, more advanced systems are able to learn from past mistakes and adapt future behaviors. So with that said, what are the advantages of investing in AI stocks? Artificial intelligence is set to revolutionize our everyday lives with an annual growth rate of 40% in the global market. This is forecasted over the next few years according to market research. As a result, there's been a market uptick in investors' interest in the sector, with reports of a 126% increase in volume of AI-related buys over, I think, the last 6 weeks. Artificial intelligence has emerged as one of the hottest new investment trends in 2023. With that said, we should just tread carefully. Investors also have a wide choice if they're looking to add AI-related shares to their portfolio, from semiconductor chip producers to car manufacturers pioneering self-driving vehicles. Early tech investors in companies like Apple, Amazon, and Google have been rewarded when many were cautious and wanted to wait for more clarification on whether the tech sector was here to stay. Investors will of course have to weigh up whether the reward outweighs the risk, but history shows that investing early in the right companies can be very beneficial. So what are the risks of investing in AI stocks? However, investors should always weigh up the risk of investing in AI shares. Some of the technology remains in its infancy, with little visibility as to the ultimate winners and losers. Some of the negatives of AI are the high initial setup costs, risks to human employment, complex algorithms, lack of regulatory security, and risk of overtaking humanity. And yes, that's like iRobot vibes. From an investing standpoint, as this is still a relatively new area, volatility will obviously be expected, just like we have seen with tech stocks in the dot-com bubble and cryptocurrencies over the last couple of years. Prices of investments can vary quite a bit. As a result of these risks, investing in AI companies should only form a small part of a diversified investment portfolio. Investors may also want to consider to diversify within AI, and this is where I will be investing my money. Instead of investing large amounts in, let's say, Microsoft, because they invested $10 billion in ChatGPT, which is in reality less than 0.5%. Because Microsoft has a $1.99 trillion market cap, and they made an investment of $10 billion, which compared to their market capitalization is a very small investment. So a lot of people is just plowing their money into a company like Microsoft or Google just because they want to jump on the bandwagon, and most of the time it's because of FOMO. Investing in the consumer side of artificial intelligence is just one part of this industry, and there's quite a lot of other companies that you should really consider investing instead of just investing into Microsoft or Google immediately. I would look at the other sides of AI, which is design and architecture as well as manufacturing. Companies like AMD and Nvidia is very involved in the design side because these are companies that are already very established in the industry. The upside can really be quite significant. AMD, for example, has products like data center deep learning solutions, and it's basically an accelerator solution to power AI workloads. It accelerates data-driven insights with deep learning, optimizing systems powered by AMD, which is called AMD Instinct. So obviously, there's a lot of people and a lot of companies that make use of data centers. This is something that will continue to grow as companies grow with it. This is another side because AMD will basically profit from so many different ways that AI is used. AMD's CDNA 2 architecture is designed first and foremost for the most taxing scientific computing and machine learning applications. It powers the new AMD Instinct. This is a series of products that target solutions ranging from compact single systems all the way to the world's largest exascale supercomputers with open programming models. Next, with Nvidia, this is probably one of my most favorite companies. and they are accelerating AI with GPUs. So deep learning relies on GPU accelerations both for training and inference. NVIDIA delivers GPU acceleration everywhere you need, from data centers to desktops, laptops, and the world's fastest supercomputers. If your data is in the cloud, NVIDIA GPU deep learning is available on services from Amazon, Google, IBM, Microsoft, and many more. Now you might understand that companies like NVIDIA will profit much more than consumer companies like Google or Amazon. Another option would be to consider a company like TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductors Company, which is one of the largest chip making companies. Something interesting that I want to share with you about TSMC is a small article that they have on their website, where they said, since the last decade, we have been witnessing a steep rise of artificial intelligence as an alternative computing paradigm. Although the idea has been around since the 1950s, AI needed progress in algorithms, capable hardware, and sufficiently large training data to become a practical and powerful tool. TSMC says that we are particularly well positioned to supply the most advanced AI hardware to our customers, thanks to our leading edge logic, memory, and packaging technologies. We have established a research pipeline for technologies to enable leading edge AI devices, circuits, and systems for decades to come. This is one of the main reasons why I feel that TSMC is a great investment, because without a company that can actually create the chips that can power AI would be non-existent. So just keep this in mind. Another option would be ASML, which actually creates the high-end lithography machines that create the chips. They have a massive market share of 90%, so they are basically dominating that market. So ASML is a company that creates lithography machines, or the lithography technology, and that is a fundamental part of mass producing semiconductor chips. So the world's top chip makers are creating microchips that are more powerful, faster, and energy efficient because of ASML. Before jumping into any of these companies that I mentioned, go and do some fundamental analysis and make sure that these companies are not overvalued, because some of them are. If you buy an overvalued company, chances are that you are just having a bit of FOMO. And make sure that you analyze a company before you just dump money into them. There's a couple of ways that you can value a company. One of them is using certain platforms, or maybe you can use a discounted cash flow model to calculate a stock's intrinsic value. With that said, the stocks that I mentioned in this video is just companies that I am analyzing. I'm invested in some of them, and some of them I am not touching at all. With that said, this is not financial advice. You need to do your own research, and you need to take the time and put in the effort to find out whether a company is worth your investment or not.